Hello everyone, my name is Crisp and today we're going to be talking about and comparing Flintstone vitamins. The two vitamins we have are the gummy and the chewables. I grew up with the chewables and I really enjoyed them growing up, and I just recently had the gummies and I really like them too. The categories we're going to be looking into are flavors, taste, look, and chewing ease. Chewing ease is basically how well they chew. First we'll have a look at the gummies. The flavor of the gummies consists of cherry, orange, and raspberry, but it may vary between bottles. For the taste, it's a little bit faint in my opinion, not as outgoing as the Welch's I would compare them to, but you can tell it's there. It's not that big of a problem. It's just not as I would expect for a gummy. Now, for how they look, if you look close enough to the gummies, their heads are some of the Flintstone characters. We had Fred Flintstone, Pebbles Flintstone, and Dino. Not as big of a cast as the Chewables, but at least we have them though. Now for the chewing ease. The chewing ease of the gummies are a little bit firm starting out, but the more you chew, the more soft, and soon they will disintegrate. They're relatively not that bad. I would give them a solid 9.5 out of 10, in my opinion, because the faintness of flavor, I mean, is not as I would expect. Now we have the chewables. The chewables, of course, I grew up with and I love to death. The flavors of the chewables consist of cherry, orange, grape, and peach pineapple. A little more than the gummies, but not as much, but it doesn't matter because at least we have them. Again, may vary between the bottles. Now, the taste of the chewables is really incredible. They're a tiny bit faint, but not as faint as the gummies in my opinion. I love them a lot. You can tell what it is right when you have a taste. Now for the look. When you look closely at the Flintstone chewables, they have characters on them the same as the Flintstone gummies. They have Fred Flintstone, Barney Rubble, Dino, Pebbles Flintstone, and Bam Bam Rubble. Slightly more than the gummies, but again, doesn't really matter. For the chewing ease, they're relatively easy to chew, but a little harder if you have weaker teeth because they are a little bit harder. But they do eventually break up into smaller pieces and then soon turn into dust kind of thing. The more you chew, the easier it gets because it gets smaller and smaller. And one thing that I need to point out is that sometimes if you have like Invisalign or something like that, then it would kind of get stuck in your molar place. So if you put them in, it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, but it's easy to get out with like a toothbrush or water. And I will give the chewables about a 9.5 out of 10. Same thing as